Hey guys, okay, this is just kind of like part one of something I'm just kind of throwing together. It's really mostly just filler. I don't know how well it's going to go over, so, depending, I might do more of these, I might not. I live in a small apartment. Unfortunately, a lot of my computer games are in boxes that, I can't really have them out display. They're all packed away, and sometimes the computers too, so I was getting into a corner to get out a computer to do a video, and one of my bigger boxes of games were back there, and I just thought it would be interesting just to kind of go through my games, show them, since I don't really get much of a chance to. I know I watched a couple other people do videos like this, and I personally kind of liked them, thought they were interesting. Lazy Game Reviews, he's done stuff like that before, although usually it has a theme. I'm just opening the box and going through these games. I'm not really going to go into detail. These aren't reviews. It's just showing what I have. Maybe something like, oh, I remember that game, and maybe it'll trigger a memory in someone. I don't know. But like I said, I don't know how it's going to go over, but this is really just kind of filler. So just going through. First one, Blade of Darkness. I guess it's kind of like an action hack and slash game. I picked this up at a Goodwill like most of the games. I think it's a Windows game, but I guess its thing is, you can hack off limbs, and I'm not really sure. I think this is like late 90s, but Codemasters. Yeah, Blade of Darkness. Alright, next. Everyone knows this game, but this is the retail copy of Wolfenstein 3D on CD. And this, I was looking for this game forever. And I finally, it popped up on Craigslist locally, and he was selling it for a pretty reasonable price. It might have been like $35, $40 maybe. It's getting harder to find. I really wanted it. I think I talked him down a little bit, but he was close enough where we could just, 5 minutes away, I can meet him at a gas station, and I grabbed this game. So I'm glad I have it. Like, it's one of those must-have sort of games for PC gaming. And, I'm a fan of it. I used to play it when I was younger. It's just nice to have. I was looking for it for a long time. Here's another Goodwill find. Wonderland. Don't really know much about this game. It's obviously older. Unfortunately, the box is in horrible condition. Apparently, it's like a graphic text adventure game. You even got like an ad-lib support, and it looks like it's for like a Tandy 1000. So 8 megahertz or higher recommended. So this is an older one. But unfortunately, this box is just in terrible condition. All the stuff's in there. There's even like a map. I might do like, real reviews of these games at some point. But for right now, I'm just going through them. Poor box. Alright, next. Carrier Command. This is actually for the Amiga, which is a rare and interesting find. Picked this up at a thrift called Savers. Locally. It was only like $2 or $3 there. There's still a price tag for $35.95 at a place called Micro World. Never heard of it. But I don't really ever find... made in the UK. I don't really ever find Amiga games in the wild. Very, very rarely. This is one of the few I found. I'm a huge Amiga fan, so this was kind of a cool find. This was a game I played a whole lot on my dad's Amiga 500 growing up, so it would be cool to play it again. Unfortunately, when I moved, I have a ton of Amiga stuff, and it got left in storage. It's all I could fit in a small car coming out here. I did bring my Amiga 4000, but the motherboard messed up on me. It's still under repair. Hopefully I'll be able to get that fixed one day. Alright, next we have Psychic Detective. PC CD-ROM games from Electronic Arts. I know nothing about this game. I don't even know what kind of game it is. It looks like a terrible FMV type game. Like FMV adventure game, maybe? Minesurf the Black Diamond. Yeah, it looks wonderful. Yeah, it wants a 486 50 megahertz, which is interesting. requirement, but so it's a DOS era game, but I know nothing at all about it. To be honest, it kinda looks cheesy. Alright, moving on. Wing Commander 4, The Price of Freedom. I don't think this is the DVD version. I think this is the CD-ROM version. Again, this box isn't in the best condition, unfortunately. I'd love to have a better box for it. This was another pickup at that Savers thrift store, who tend to have... I found a lot of good games there over the years, and computers. Their prices are a little bit higher than Goodwill, but the quality of the stuff they get in is much better. So yeah, this is a classic Wing Commander from probably like mid-90s, 96. It's that guy from Indiana Jones and Sliders and a bunch of other things. Of course, Luke Skywalker. Alright. Okay. So, Three Stooges, Cinemaware game. I played the Amiga version growing up. I think this is the PC version. Yeah, IBM PC version. Interesting game from what I remember. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. Since we're sticking with a Cinemaware theme, sort of. It came from the desert. This is the Amiga version, and I'm dying to play this game. I wanted it for so long, and I got it off a guy out here who's selling like a whole lot. He sold me like 10 or 12 Amiga games boxed for something ridiculous, like $20 from Craigslist, and this was one of them. And then, you know, the Amiga died before I could really get into it. So I have a plan. Hopefully I'll either get that fixed or maybe I can hunt down an Amiga, but God, the prices on those have been skyrocketing lately. But this is a really cool sort of, I guess it's like an adventure game. It's an awesome game from what I played. I have the expansion around here too somewhere. I don't think it's in this box. Alright. Lemmings. I'm not really into Lemmings, but I got this game. It came in a lot of games that I got off another guy on Craigslist. It has the 3.5 and the 5.25 inch version. Puzzle game. Everyone knows Lemmings. It's for everything back in the day. Alright. Here's a half-price books find, still sealed. Eternium. Adventure game. DOS, CD-ROM DOS adventure game. Says so right on the box. Again, don't know much about it, but I like adventure games. So, and this one looks interesting. I never even heard of it until I found it. The front box art is really odd to me because it just screams budget and cheapness. But I mean, it's not in a sleeve. It's an actual retail release. So, I mean, that's something. But yeah, it looks. I mean, it's Infogrames. They've done a lot of bigger games in the day. So, I don't know. It just looks cheap. I like the skeleton, though. It's kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of feel with that weird monster and the barbarian-looking guy. And it's got a very Dungeons and Dragons, you know, the ultimate fantasy adventure game. So, that makes sense. Here, Doom 2. This is another one I played a lot of when I was younger, but I just didn't have it, and I couldn't find it. I had the original Ultimate Doom, not with me, but I have that game, and I didn't have Doom 2 in the box, and eventually I just found it at this other thrift called St. Vincent de Paul, I think. Every once in a while they'll have, I found like a sealed Ultimate Collection box, game there for, I think it was like $2. So, I mean, every once in a while they'll have great games that pop up, but yeah, this was one of them. Doom 2, awesome game. But yeah, I was looking for that in the box for a while. All right, let's keep going. Here's another one, Riders of Rohan. It's sort of a Lord of the Rings spin-off game, I guess. I saw this at Half Price Books for some like really high number in their case. I think it was like $60 or something, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna pay $60 for an old computer game. And thankfully, you know, I held out, and I ended up coming across it at either Goodwill or that Savers place for like $3. It's all there as far as I know. But yeah, it's based off Lord of the Rings. I think it's I don't know what kind of game it is. It looks like an action strategy simulation-ish mishmash-y type game. So I'll eventually play it one day, and we'll find out. All right. Age of Empires 2 Conquerors expansion. I was never a big fan of Age of Empires, which is odd because I majored in history, and I like history, and I love strategy games. So I don't know why I couldn't get into the original. I think maybe it's because I played the original later after I had played a lot of other kind of more advanced games, and maybe it spoiled it for me. I enjoyed the original, but just, I don't know. I haven't played the second one yet. Maybe it's better, but this is the expansion to it. Yay. I did play Age of Empires 3, and it just, I don't know, didn't click with me. Alright. Spellcasting 101, Sorcerers Get All the Girls. This is a older graphical text adventure game. I got this off a guy on the Vintage Computer forums. I haven't got to play it yet, like pretty much all of these games. But yeah, I love me some adventure games, so this is a text adventure. By the looks of it, a risque text adventure. I know a little bit about this game. A lot of text on the back. Ooh, I like that skull. Creepy. The crab. Alright. We'll do a couple more. Like I said, I gotta break this up into like a billion parts, so... here we go. The Age of Empires. I guess this is what the expansion would go to, so... Here's Age of Empires 2, The Age of Kings. And it's a, real-time strategy game with some, historical civilizations. And this will be the follow-up to the original Age of Empires, which I do not own. I came across it at Goodwill once, and it was complete in the box, and I should have grabbed it. I was on a budget, and I was trying to, not overspend, but it was only a couple dollars. I should have grabbed it. I just should have grabbed it, but I didn't. Even though I'm not crazy for the game, I don't have it, and it's the kind of game I'd play, and I really want to give it a second chance, and I really should have grabbed it. But that's silly me. Okay. Extreme Assault. Extreme. So this is from the 90s, because it's Extreme Assault. I like the blurbs on this case. This was another Vincent de Paul's game I found, actually when I first moved out here, for a couple bucks. But Intel MMX is very specific. It's not a Pentium. It's an MMX. Supports Pentium and Pentium 2 processors. I think this has Voodoo support too for a Voodoo card, but this is like a flight combat. It's not a combat sim per se. It's more arcadey, I think. I played it a little bit, mostly to test out the Voodoo compatibility. There we go. But Extreme Assault. So, I actually have a Windows 95 computer I'm going to do a review of eventually, and it's like tailor-made for this game. Oh, look, this even has one of those, a Velcro, like a Velcro book thing. I kind of like that. Okay. Oh, my. Ooh, here's a good one. Phantasmagoria. I'll say it that way. Phantasmagoria. This is a Sierra Windows 95 DOS Windows 3.1. That's what the sticker says. This is an adventure game, and this was Sierra's attempt to make a real, kind of gritty FMV adventure game. There's like 7 CDs inside of it. I haven't played it yet. I heard there's some really gruesome scenes in it, though. Well, I hope to get to it eventually. Ooh, yeah. Phantasmagoria. There's a second one that I don't own, which I'd love to find randomly one day. Alright, well, I was a big fan growing up of like Panzer General, especially Panzer General 2. I like strategy games. Part of the reason I love computers, because they have such great strategy games. So this is a later one. This is People's General. And this one, it's still sealed. And it's a strategy game, SSI, very well known for strategy games. And you control the Chinese military. It's not really a grand strategy game, but like if you play Panzer General or Allied General, any of those, it's a later one in that series. And I didn't like it as much as the others because I felt they could have done so much more with it. It just didn't feel, I don't know, it just didn't feel as good as the other ones. It wasn't even the time period, because I liked the idea, the scenario, like a World War III with China, but it just wasn't fleshed out as well. Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't care for this as much as, say, Panzer General 2 or Allied General. I think this is one of those. Yeah, here it is, Mplayer. Anyone remember Mplayer? I used to be on Mplayer a lot. It's great. Sad thing about Mplayer is there's not a lot of stuff on the internet, like not a lot of screenshots or pictures or anything about it, which is unfortunate because it was an interesting kind of hub back in the day. Simtown. I just kind of have this game. I'll probably play it eventually. I'm not really into kids games or educational games. I'm just not. But, you know, I have this sickness where I see these big PC boxes and I grab it. Oh, man. There's so much more in this box. I think I'll go through it and then I'll just split the video. This is just one box. I've got a closet full, and then that's not even counting the stuff that I'm not going to be able to get to because it's in a storage unit 2,000 miles away. But this is only probably like maybe a little over half of my PC game collection. But here's SWAT 3. It's got another one of those. SWAT 3, tactical shooter-ish game. Not really my cup of tea, but I played a lot of like Rogue Spear and stuff in college. That was really fun with people in the dorm. Of course, King's Quest V, Absence Makes the Heart Go Yonder. This is the VGA version. I think I have this CD. It's on disc floppies, but I think I found the CD version somewhere, and I'll do that a lot. Like if I find the game and it's on floppy, and then I find like the loose CD in the jewel case somewhere, I'll buy that and I'll just put it in with it. So I have the original disc version, but if I actually want to play it, I'll just play it from the CD because it's so much easier. And half of these games, the discs you find are probably dead and corrupt anyways. So I mean, it's really, when you buy these at like anywhere really, there's a good chance, especially if it's on a 3.5 high definition floppy. The older ones actually seem to hold up better, at least in my experience, the 5 1/4 inch. Maybe it's because of lower density, but at least half the time the damn floppies are dead or corrupt. So really, when you're buying old computer games, a lot of the times you may as well just think of it as buying the box and the material, and I guess you can always just find the floppy image online and copy it to a floppy. Even though you're not supposed to copy that floppy, but if you own the actual game, then technically I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Here's another Goodwill find. Leisure Suit Larry's Greatest Hits and Misses. This is a collection of the Leisure Suit Larry games for Windows CD, but I think it still can be played through DOS. There are a lot of these collection things. It says for Windows, and you can play them in Windows, but they'll also play fine in DOS, as far as I know. So this has, I don't know which ones, most of them. It has many of them. I know it's weird. It skips one. It's like one Leisure Suit Larry 1, the original EGA version, and then the VGA version. 2, 3. There is no 4, 5, and 6. I don't know why there's no 4. There's probably a big story behind that, but there's no Leisure Suit Larry 4, as far as I know. I vaguely remember something about that. All right. Prince of Persia 2 in this very bizarre box that's kind of like a thing. I don't know why it's in this. There's a weird head up there, and I don't really know why it's in this really bizarre box. I don't know. Prince of Persia 2. I don't know much about this game. If it's like the first one, it's kind of like a puzzle action game.